So naturally, a lot is being hidden, and we're about to find out. They're not supposed to kill because he's so screwed up. He's murdered somebody. There is no easy solution by the scam. You die by the scam. Now all he has is revenge on his mind. And it ultimately goes back to the son. Okay, so this episode starts on the Coal Club, and I tried to put that in as many episodes as possible because that's my son's name, so I had the art department do up these things. Anyway, there's 1969. We're in England someplace, and it's wild and crazy times, which are about to turn a little bit strange. That's an actor named Paul Bandy, I believe his name was, who's playing this adulterous kind of bon vivant of the British late 60s.
Champagne, thank you. So we were at the Pheasantry about a year ago.
All this is improvised. There was no dialogue for him, this. And we got together, I said, we got to be talking about something in the damn car, right? You know, so so I said, you know, you got to talk about, you know, all things happening at the club and everything like that, because he's this basic, you know, rich prick going around with his young girlfriend.
I think we've nearly finished the bottle, haven't we? Doesn't matter. There's more in the boot.
So you need a little something to get into this before, you know, what's going to happen next. You know, because he's driving along all happy and everything like that when all of a sudden a guy steps out in front of him. Knocks him down.
You know, I'm sure that's going to be good enough for the police.
Ooh, the police are coming into it. Can you smell a scam?
You're a murderer, ain't you?
Well,
Look at these hairstyles, aren't they great?
obviously,
So the rich man pays her off. This is the most wonderful guy on the world. His name is Jasper Britton. And he's a wonderful British actor who is just perfect for this role. And I still keep in touch with Jasper. We became kind of pals.
You know, you're a bloody genius.
This is partly scripted, but then Jasper would take it off and they would start improvising little bits and pieces of it, which was just beautiful and charming. And because this is, of course, it's Highlander. It's all going to turn bad, right? You know, but right now this is this young couple who pull these scams, and it's all just glorious. This is a great kind of moment. I love coming down that staircase because conventional wisdom would bring them down the staircase on the thing, and we decided to go around the other way and get big and wide on this beautiful location. This is Ed Bishop, expat American living in England. I think he married an English woman. And he's got this incredible voice, and he does books. He reads books, you know, for taped books. Now, this is the most important part here because this is my cameo. Watch closely now. So you see, they're pulling the same scam. It's 20 or more years later, and they're pulling the same scam. But look at this acting right here. I'm brilliant. Actually, it's really difficult to direct myself. I found that I occasionally overacted, but then I got into it more, and I relied on the director of photography to say, that doesn't look good, Richard. Alicia, that's not the real. Nifty transition into the past. And this is like the, now we go into the history part of these two. Look at these faces. This is all, again, handled very light. You know.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
The old hat flying off. It's classic. You know, it's absolutely classic. Jasper and Adrian had a nice rapport on this. They were. Adrian, I think, really admired his not only his acting ability, because he's a very serious actor, but his comic ability too.
This veil of life Hands lifted.
Amazing wardrobe people we had in France. Charlotte Joly. She barely spoke a word of English, and I'm starting to wonder whether that was just a scam or not. But so it was almost impossible to communicate with her. But she had such an incredible sense of period stuff and everything. But these costumes are just beautiful.
For £100,000.
100,000.
Now this will tell you something about Jasper's technical ability. He had to do 300 lines of ADR for this show because we're shooting all very noisy locations, and the sound was impossible, so he had to go back in the studio, watch his image, and re-record his stuff. And he had never done it before. And he had to go in London and go into a studio. He was just so good at it. He would pick up on his cadence,
It's a good thing you're a friend, MacLeod.
what he had done, exactly how he had done it, and repeat it right into the microphone.
Greener pastures and all that,
To this day, it's some of the most astounding ADR I've ever seen. He just did it really well.
Well, thanks for everything. Oh,
Don't mention it.
This is one of those hot days in Paris where the inside of that barge was approximately 257 degrees. And I just said, we're not going inside the barge for this scene. We're going to do it on top of the barge today.
Picked his pocket.
Anita Dobson,
You're kidding.
a wonderful actor.
29 years.
And she was in a British series called EastEnders for many years, and married to Brian May of the guitarist from Queen.
you picked the right out from under my nose.
Said I was the best you ever saw.
After our playfulness and everything, now we have our diplomat we saw from the opening scene. And he has somebody stalking him, watching him. And this fellow is in a diplomatic car, which has diplomatic plates, meaning it has immunity. And of course, he's dealing with some kind of drugs. Now you can start to see these two worlds are starting to come together.
Anyway, besides, it's good to keep your hand.
See, it's time for another scam. First, that's the nastiest hit in the piece. This is Alexis Denisov. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. So as you can see, he can't be found. And so the world of Willie is going to take a blow. There was nothing scripted here. Jasper just did this naturally and going, wake up, wake up. That's what you say to a person like that. That's what he's used to, just waking up. She can't wake up. And I thought he just did created a wonderful moment for Highlander. This is down in a little place called Quai de la Tonale. That's where that's where they bring the barge around, right, in view of Notre Dame and with Ile Saint Louis in the background. It was pretty easy. We usually had the whole place to ourselves and blocked off. But once we had a guy who was a little off his rocker come up to Adrian, and he was standing there, and he couldn't speak much English, but he's going, Highlander, Highlander, oh, I love you. Crush my head, crush my head. What he was trying to say in some kind of broken English was, I want you to take my head. So this guy, everyone started to crowd around him and start to lead this guy away, and then the gendarmes were called. This is one of those wonderful scenes that happen when a script is actually a little too short and they need to pad it out, and suddenly on a day that's already very full, you get another extra 3 pages to shoot because the program length is running short. And so this gets into a little bit more backstory. Thankfully, with Jasper doing it, he gives it such a. The thing I liked about it for casting him was this scoundrel and this guy who wants revenge and all this kind of thing, but he also had to have a lovable quality. You had to see what Molly saw in him. You had to have a sympathetic face. You had to kind of like the guy, And, you know, with that crazy hair and that, you know, little boy face that Jasper has, I just said, well, that's the guy.
You know the hook's in so deep, the only way he can go is straight into your pocket.
Alexis is very good. Alexis Denisov. He's got he became kind of a mini celebrity a few years later in the Angel series, but he became a little celebrity, and I'm not sure if he's still doing the show or not. So now the plot thickens in that he is, you know, this troubled kid, obviously a drug addict with a father he's never been able to understand or get along with, who hates his father for, you know, having this mistress.
Did you kill that woman?
No.
And now because he's so screwed up, he's murdered somebody.
Did you kick a rock and bash her skull in?
Get off my back!
So now our distraught character Willie is going to confront the diplomat himself.
Plumbing emergency.
First I heard about it.
Now this was an unusual situation because in the very next scene where he encounters the butler, who is played by one of the location managers, a guy named Tintin, I determined that they were going to speak French. And this seemed to set off a lot of bells and whistles for some reason. I don't know, with the French unit managers and everything like that, who came up to me and said, "Why are they speaking French? Why are they speaking French?" And I kind of went, "Well, we're in France, and people speak like French here, so we shot it in French and they put subtitles."
Vous aider, monsieur?
Au contraire, c'est moi qui viens vous aider.
Je vous demande pardon?
Urgence, plomberie, 2e étage.
Attendez ici une minute, monsieur.
I thought it gave it a kind of sense of naturalism. I don't know why it freaked everybody out so much, but it seemed to work. I love that reaction. He kind of smiles when he gets shot, as if to say, "I'll be back." We talked about that a bit. Here we tried to develop an interesting little dance of avoidance, basically, with the Consul General's son, with Alexis coming in. And you'll watch them, they kind of like, he doesn't want to be around him, so he starts to move. And it's just done in a couple of simple shots, but he just wants to keep avoiding him. And that's just like a drug addict, you know. Personal history, my uncle was a career heroin addict, so I saw a lot of these kind of things, and that I used some of this mannerisms and when describing them to Alexis.
Oh, you know the old man, he gets something in his head. I gotta go, really.
I love to say, here's one of these angles I'm always loving with a foreground and a background, and with the American flag in there, it just makes it all the kind of more perfect, you know. The Highlander kind of hovering on his shoulder like his conscience or something, you know. And we kind of rock in even closer.
My son has done a terrible thing. That poor man's wife. Now he's dead too.
I think the change in Adrian's wardrobe went along with his idea that, you know, his character had changed after the whole Armageddon issue. And he kind of made a move from the very dark Highlander into enlightened or I don't know, maybe angelic even. I don't know. Yeah, but that was a conscious decision on Adrian's part to kind of make that transition. And they look pretty groovy. I mean, he should have started a whole line, you know, which I don't know if maybe Bill did. I don't know. Yeah, like, it's like, you know, the Adrian Paul line, you know, A-Lo.
Go! Go! What? What's going on? Ah!
So now it's just gone. Things are just going from bad to worse here. A bunch of miscues of people, and it ultimately goes back to the son. And I thought it was very tragic that the guy never got to, you know, make it right with his kid. You know, that's kind of a very tragic moment in a way. This is one of those other nice scenes between the two of them. You know, very separate. You know.
I thought you were a bigger man.
and then they come together. But Jasper's particularly wonderful in this.
Killed the wrong person.
Oh, you're crazy.
You murdered an innocent man.
You're like a broken record.
Yeah, and you're a damn fool. Edward didn't kill Molly.
Oh, yeah? Then who did?
He wasn't even driving the car.
Well, he wasn't driving himself, was it?
His son Steve was driving it, damn you!
Well, that was probably a mistake to tell Willie that. There's nothing like an excellent oneer, where you just do a whole scene in one shot. It's a great moment when it works. But you have to have a lot of things going for you. You have to have the cast that can pull it off. Mainly, and because it's just the one thing, but when it works beautifully. And so when I find a really wonderful cast or two members of cast or something like that, you can start to plan that. Here he is hiding his drugs. Now, as you can see, we started to degrade old Alexis with in every scene. He's sinking deeper and deeper into his nightmare.
Molly Ivers.
This is a nice moment between the two of them. This was actually really kind of nicely written, where he just tells the kid who she was.
You know, her mom used to say, a child born in celebration would live a long and merry life.
Yeah, what she was about. And because that wasn't getting through to him, that this was a human being. He could only see, his own troubles and his own hatreds, and see, he tries to deny it, he tries to get out of there.
You can call whoever you wish, but one way or another, you're going to pay for killing Molly.
So this is kind of a big moment for the Highlander thing, because this was the first time Adrian, or the Highlander, took out his sword since Richie's thing, since the death of Richie, the controversial death of Richie. And so it was kind of this big moment, even though he's obviously a better swordsman than this fellow. Willie, we never wanted. Willie's always got through his life on scams. He's always got his, talking his way out of things. He was never into the sword thing. So he's kind of outmatched here. This is a great move. Bang, boom, flying, slang, bang, down. 2, 3, disarm. Great disarm. Braun will tell you all about that one. So this is, I guess, the kind of change. He's not going to take his head. He doesn't want to kill him. He just wants to give him a warning.
Damn you, MacLeod. Who the hell are you to say who lives or dies?
Exactly.
There's such sympathy in Jasper's face. Very, very neat actor. So this is one of my favorite kind of moments in this thing. And a little bit iffy. Traditional wisdom will tell you that you go in this big heated discussion that they're having here. How much coke will it take to bury your father and all this kind of stuff, that you get, the big close-up. But for some reason, I don't know, I just wanted to stay back and just look at this through the doors and think of it in terms of, the doorways that this guy's never going to go through. And so that even when the Highlander leaves, the doors actually do a magical kind of thing and actually close on this kid, because there is no easy solution. And whatever I've learned about people and their dealings with drugs is it's never over. You never get away from it. Simple, straightforward episode, but a classy one.